left my heart on the top of a windowsill. Fell apart when the winds pulled it down. On the ground where the sun drove the colors deep. In the summer heat, the colors seem to drown. In the summer heat, the colors seem to drown.
But you pulled up the colors with a simple tune.
Okay, so I'm here to watch Crazy Rich Asians. I'm super excited. Very excited what this means for Asian in Hollywood. And as promised, I will actually tell you what this movie is like. I'll actually review it. Okay. When I saw the trailer for the movie, I was beyond excited. I mean, I really didn't care for the fact that whether it's gonna be good or not, and it's a rom-com. Like, all I knew was that this was a huge moment for Asian Americans and just Asians in general in the movie industry. And this was right around the time when I really got serious with filmmaking. The idea for my first screenplay was just like starting to form in my head, and I knew I wanted to do it. But you know, it's honestly kind of hard to start something when there's not a lot of inspiration, or you know, there's not that many other people to look up to. And I remember watching the Oscars 2018, you know, watching all those people, all those actors and actresses get their award, and Guillermo del Toro winning his Best Picture award for The Shape of Water. And it was really inspiring in a way, that to think that, you know, if I pour enough heart and enough effort into it, I can do it, you know, just like what the American dream said I can be. But then I started Googling, you know, famous Asian directors that won the Oscar, and the really only one that's from at least recent time that at least people my age can remember was Ang Lee, who directed Life of Pi. And that's saying something if a movie nerd can only remember one Asian director. You know, it always feels like Asians and Asian Americans here in the United States, we're not being talked about enough. Like, we are part of the minority community, but our own issues and our problems is not being as discussed at length, at scale, to compare to the Latino community or the African American community. And it often feels like we're being ignored or very silently discriminated against. I just wanted to think that maybe this was the first step of Asian Americans, of Asians saying that we can do it, we can do whatever other people can, and that we can achieve the same level of success, and that, you know, we are part of this country, of the United States. So from a cinematic standpoint, it was amazing. The storytelling is great. It's vivid. It's colorful. It's very overwhelming. So overwhelming. I had to watch it twice, maybe 3 times, to take in all of this energy that the movie is giving off. And a lot of this comes from the authenticity that John M. Chu managed to bring to the movie by simply just being Asian, working on a movie about Asians and Asian families in an Asian country. There was one scene close to the beginning of the movie that really hit me the most. It was a scene where Rachel and what's his face? Nick Young? Yeah, Rachel and Nick Young. They just arrived at Singapore, they met their friends, and now they're going out in the town at a night market in Singapore. And John M. Chu shows all these shots with like all the food stands and like the energy of the people going there, with all the sounds of food and the fire and the people. And it really reminded me of the time I was just back in Vietnam about like just 2 weeks ago, and I remember being surrounded with that same kind of energy. It's such a different contrast. It's noisy, it's energetic, it's colorful. It made me feel very nostalgic of the time I was there, plus the childhood that I spent there as well. And going back to that message of equality for Asians and Asian Americans in Hollywood, the movie was extremely refreshing in the fact that it shows Asian people as, well, people, really. People that are multidimensionals with their own personalities and different walks of life, and not just a one-dimensional, you know, hypersexualized or toned down, dumbed down version that Hollywood used to give us. So as I walked out of the theater and I started thinking about this movie, I truly think that it raises more questions than it answers, especially for me. The biggest one being that how do I navigate both of these cultures that I'm being raised upon? And on the one hand, there's a Vietnamese culture that I've grown up upon, but then there's also this American culture that is overwhelming and difficult to navigate. Even at my 4th year being in America, it has a huge impact on me now. How do I navigate that both as an upcoming American citizen, but also as a loyal Vietnamese citizen to my country and my family? I really do believe that it does answer this question in some small parts. Most notably, that one of the ways to balance that culture is to honor your roots. Basically, it's a thing that we say a lot in Vietnam, and just within Asian culture, remembering your home, remembering your roots and where you came from, never forgetting that no matter where you will go in life and how successful you will be. So this is not like the regular kind of stuff that I usually do. It's not like one of those fun travel vlogs, but this just something that I really want to say. There's just some of the stuff I say off the top of my head, how I really feel about the movie. There are a lot of great reviews about this movie being a great breakthrough for representation, both on the movie front and also on the soundtrack front. The soundtrack is excellent. Got some great Chinese jazz in there. You should definitely check it out. But these are just things that I want to say. I do feel really strongly about this movie. I thought it was amazing. You should definitely go see it. And
Cause they don't give a fuck until you can't walk. We'll go mash, that's a fake walk.
So I gotta hit them where it hurt most. Cause they don't fuck with bitches that serve most. I do it for the kids and the dollars.